And good evening to everybody. We are another Monday night back at you again. Lone Star, we got some things going on around this country I'm so sick of, I don't know what to do. We got our countries or states trying to tax everybody out of living.
Yeah.
I they
Yeah.
got to take everything and give it to one great race of people because they can't. I don't know. I mean, if are they gonna take care of make the blacks pay for the all those guys that were black that were running the concentration camps here in the United States against the Japanese.
Oh no, probably not.
Well,
Probably not. No, that's probably never going to happen.
it is, it's just one of the instances I'm talking about. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. That's probably never going to happen because there's no friggin' Japanese people burning down cities in order to get the reparations that they're owed from how they were treated in World War II. All those people have businesses and families to take care of.
well,
They've gotten over it. They're annoyed and pissed, but they're not that angry. All those people have actually been held accountable to what that happened.
Yeah, a lot of people wonder how the Asians did so well in this country and everything. And I got to tell you,
because they got here and they got a job.
Not only that, let me tell you, where all these other people, they had to have their own place and all this kind of stuff. The Asians, they would get together as a group,
yeah,
a family, and that family would stay together in one.
Well, I mean, one of the
they'd stay together in a two-room apartment.
Well, that's how we got Chinatowns.
Yeah,
that's how that came into being. It wasn't because we put all the Chinese there; it's because they went there.
Yeah,
they found other Chinese people and talked to each other.
Yeah, but they get an apartment for 3 or 4 or 5 families. They'd all sleep on the floor and everything like that. And they'd live together and pool all the resources.
People do that to this day.
And the next thing you know, they've got money. They're buying businesses. They're starting their own businesses.
Well, what's funny is that's considered normal. In the rest of the world, large portion of it, that's considered normal. No one just lives by themselves.
Well,
no one moves out when they're 18 and is completely stable on their own away from everybody. Most people, when they're not married or don't have their own families, live at home with mom and dad.
Well,
that's been a thing for ever.
But when they do, when they do, they contribute.
Yeah,
to the family funds.
They put the funds in the same pots, and they get the bigger house, they get the nicer TV and the nicer cars, and
or in some cases nicer canoes, or
nicer boats. They
put freaking, they'll put a 6BT freaking Cummins on the back of a freaking
the work goes for the
12-foot
family.
canoe.
Yeah, the work goes for the family. It doesn't go for you or.
I tell you what, have you seen Indian Boy with a stick?
Yeah.
And some of the shit he can do. I'm telling you, man.
You can do a lot with a stick.
Yeah, you certainly can.
Yeah.
Make some pretty nice pools, dude.
I go back to when I was in Afghanistan, everyone when they're deployed to the desert, you see how much those little boys with their little carts work for a living. There's this dude outside of frickin' one of the bases out in Afghanistan that had a cart of just sodas, and he must have been 10 or 11. Sold all the sodas, then made enough money. He didn't he went and got a bicycle for his little cart.
Right.
Then he could pedal around and move faster, move more product, go back, get more, come back faster.
Mm-hmm.
Saved up more money, got a motorcycle, and then got a bigger cart and moved all his. Then he bought more stuff. By the end of this time period that he was there, dude had his own little fucking business making millions of dollars.
Doing making bank.
Making bank. Are you kidding me? But all that shit wasn't going to him. It was going to his business and to his family.
Indeed. Indeed it was.
That's the majority of how people work. We're one of the only nations in the Western world that's oh, you have to move out and support yourself now. Good luck.
Right.
I don't know. There's a lot of families that don't do it that way.
There's a lot, yeah.
But anyhow, it's I'm looking and seeing what's going on in this country right now. All this liberalist shit that they're trying to pull and everything else.
That's just straight communism. That's not even liberal. That's just straight communism.
It's worse than that. It's the whole,
that's straight up Marxism is what that actually is.
But looking at all this stuff, and I sit there and in fact, I think I mentioned to you earlier this evening about the fact that it makes me sit here and wonder why all of us put our lives on the line for what? For this?
Yeah, so
A lot of
they
us
could be
lost our
they could be a lot of dumbasses, so they can have a dumb rule, so they can say a dumb thing, so they can do a stupid ass thing.
Well,
Yeah, sadly, that's part of the reason why I swear. So they would have the right to be stupid.
well,
And
Unfortunately,
you're absolutely destroying
it's
this country.
because that's not the reason why I wanted to join the military, or at least not even part of the reason why I wanted to join the military. Like, in order to be a proper citizen of this country, you have to have what people used to call common sense. I just call sense these days. I don't
Right.
use. I
it's
don't
not
use the
common
first
anymore.
word.
You can't call it
Yeah,
common.
because like
Yeah,
common sense ain't so
that's a
common, is
fact.
it? Is a stupid saying now. It's
but
just,
it's so true.
but it's pointless now because it's not even that common. Like there's things that Don and I talked about before the show that I don't think I can actually say on air without people like calling in and
Oh yeah.
having threats and all that because of my beliefs at this point. So I won't say it over the air. But there's a whole range of crap that I'm just like, you know what? I'm done. And like you want your city to burn? Okay, let it burn. I don't care.
Right.
I tried to help you. Many people tried to tell you, and you kept voting them in. So it's not on me anymore.
This is on you.
This is not Donald
Exactly.
Trump's fault. This is your fault. You
So-
put him there.
All right. Okay. Now we keep tap dancing around the bush
Right.
and everything else. We haven't actually addressed what brought this part of the conversation on.
California.
Yes.
One word.
California.
Right.
So, according to a panel, and I got the story probably up here by Fox Business, California, and a headline reads, California reparations panel approved payments of up to $1.2 million to every black resident.
Potentially. Not allegedly, potentially.
Yeah.
Up to $1.2 million per person.
So, California Reparations Task Force formally recommended that the state offer payments of up to $1.2 million to every qualifying black resident. The task force held a public meeting in Oakland, California on Saturday and voted on the final set of recommendations to be sent to the state's legislators.
Buy your avocados now, people.
Right.
Buy
The
your
9-member
avocados
panel
now.
called on the state to offer its black residents a formal apology in addition to the payments. Reparations are not only morally justifiable, but they have a potential to address long-standing racial disparities and inequalities. Representative Barbara Lee, Democrat, California, said after attending the meeting. The panel's recommendations breaks payments down by types of historical discrimination. For instance, black residents affected by redlining by banks would receive $3,366 for each year they lived in California from the early 1930s to the late 1970s, amounting up to $148,099. Similarly, black residents could receive roughly $2,352 in compensation for overpolicing and mass incarceration for each year they lived in California between 1970 and 2020. Those payments could amount to $115,260. In total, from these and other payments included in the plan, a black Californian who is 71 years old and has lived in California his entire life could receive up to $1.2 million, according to analysis from the New York Times.
Yeah.
The panel's Saturday vote included only recommendations for the legislature and does not have any legal weight. Saturday's meeting included opposition from some black residents demanding larger payments. So they want more.
Well, and they have until July 1st is the deadline for this.
Activists identified as Reverend Tony Pierce was one of the more outspoken people at the gathering, making reference to the famous, quote, 40 acres and a mule, unquote, promise to former slaves when he took the podium.
This shit hurts my head.
You know that the numbers should be equivocal to what an acre was back then. We were given 40, okay? We were given 40 acres. You know what that number is? You keep trying to talk about now, yet you research back to slavery and you say nothing about slavery. Nothing, said Pierce. So the equivocal number...
Because California was a fucking free state.
So the equivocal number from the 1860s for 40 acres to today is $200 million for each and every African American.
For 40 acres?
Most people who spoke at Saturday's meeting spoke in support of reparations despite such agreement. However, sparks flew throughout the chaotic, emotionally charged gathering as arguments broke out. Indeed, many attendees spoke out of turn and interrupted each other, leading Camila
What?
Moore, the task force chair, to call for security to remove people multiple times. The draft recommendation noted that California entered the Union as a free state in 1850,
No bullshit.
but said that it did not pass laws at the time to guarantee freedom. The recommendation pointed out that for a decade after emancipation, California continued to allow the enforcement of the Fugitive Slave Act, which called upon the capture and return of runaway slaves. End of article. So, with that being said, the fees can add up, allegedly.
It's not even the straight fees. It's just like California's debt is going to on the average estimate by economists.
Now,
It's going to $800 billion. That's that's B with in billion.
yep.
$800 billion. 2.5 times or 2.5 times larger than its annual budget. Like it's GDP.
You know what? I'm with Dean on this one. I now identify as a 200-year-old black
Right.
Californian.
You're like, I'm now 200 years
Can't
old.
argue
I
that
look
point.
great. I look great. I know. I look great.
Look great, wonderful.
But I mean, geez, $800 billion in debt for
Well,
Californians
yeah.
in the future.
Like I said,
And,
before,
like,
where are they going to get the money?
They're just going to overtax people
No.
and increase the cost of
I was gonna say,
avocados.
yeah,
Like
Well-
avocados and wine. Wine coming from Napa Valley. Good God, that's gone.
right. Well, and see, that's the thing. Like what we were talking about before the show is
All their Tesla trucks that are going to
Well-
come across the fucking border.
it's not so much as that is now, because if this does wind up coming to fruition,
Right.
or they do wind up doing this, where it passes the legislature,
Right.
and if it passes the legislature, this has been one of the things that Governor Newsom, this has been one of his soapbox
Yeah.
friggin' deals forever now.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as he gets it, he's going to sign the law. And once he does, the first thing it's going to do is the state of California is going to immediately tank. Their economy, everything is going to go straight down the shitter.
Yeah.
Because if it's going to take that much money, if it's going to take $800 billion
Hey, they can't
to
get
be
enough-
able to get this stuff paid off, the thing about it is that is worth, how much did you say it was here earlier? How much of their GDP?
2.5 times larger
Yeah. Yeah.
than what California
Well,
produces.
So
Every
now
year.
they're going to have to not only increase the cost of what your product is that you're going to be putting out, the amount of taxes and fees that are going to have to be stacked upon that the state is going to collect to recoup that money.
Right.
You think money is just going to be able to come out of no? That is not how this works, people.
Yeah,
That is
so
not how this works
that
at
wasn't
all.
that wasn't their GDP. That would be their budget. That'd be their annual budget.
Okay,
Okay,
either
so-
way.
But yeah, because their GDP is $3.7 trillion.
Okay, so it's almost, but still, that's almost a quarter of their GDP.
that's a
Their
lot of their
annual
GDP.
Right.
That's a lot.
That's a lot
money.
of fucking money.
Well,
That is a
and-
lot.
But you
but they can't even afford to keep. They can't pay off their budget for the year
no,
with
they
their
won't.
taxes.
They're
going
going
to
to tax everything
Yeah,
else.
everything
so
is
much
going to be
more.
taxed so much, so high. Like they're going to get that money.
They're going to
Because, like,
push
with-
everybody. They're going to push everybody out
Well,
because nobody's going
Well,
to be able to afford anything.
They've made that law that
You
says
wanna
they
be
can
able to
reach
afford
to
to buy
other
food.
states and tax you. Like-
Yeah.
like if you're a business and you leave California, they have a right to tax you for like the next decade or so
They
from
might-
your business.
Yeah, they might say so, but they don't.
Yeah, they may think that.
They may
but
think they're going to get it.
let's
but
see.
they're
not
not.
according to federal law.
No, they can't jump states like that and try and tax another state's people. Period.
Yeah, because I mean, not unless that business signs into, some sort of agreement or something like that.
Is I think it was this God, when was this tax? What was the name of it? This came out like 2 years ago.
Dean, calm down, Governor. California can only have so many Cadillacs and recording studios. Right? You ain't lying on that one.
Taxing.
But still, I mean, they're going to be taking so much money. They're going to be taxed. They're going to push everybody out. They're going to push everybody out. And then unfortunately, the Fed's going to have to come in and bail out the state.
Yeah, the California, like California has an exit tax.
An exit tax?
Yeah, the California exit tax is a one-time tax that must be paid by businesses and individuals who relocate outside of California. The tax is based on the value of the business or individual's assets, including property, stocks, and other investments.
Holy
I'd
shit.
like to
So
see 'em
if you
collect it.
leave California, you're going to be paying them.
Yeah, you're going to pay them to leave.
Yep, you have to pay California to get the hell out of California.
Yep.
So you just shut it down.
It's
Yeah, but then you still got capital gains.
it's like a death tax for people.
You pretty much have to liquidate all your assets.
Yeah,
and
That's
everything
what I
else.
just said.
like you have to liquidate everything, get all of your money out of it, and then just run. Like get cash and run.
Yep.
Because
And then start over from scratch.
then California, with this tax in place, they now have a course to go to court, to go to federal court. If you fled, they could now go to federal court and say, we have this tax in our state now, and they owe us money. And the U.S. government has to listen to them now.
Well,
Yeah.
guess what?
See,
You know what you
I'm
do?
not leaving. I'm just going on vacation.
You know what? You know what you
Find
do?
Gump's daddy for me, please.
You just
Cost
file,
of living is too high.
file
You ain't wrong.
bankruptcy against the state. That's all you got to do. File bankruptcy.
I don't know what you're gonna do, but California is. I mean, I don't even know if you could say they took a left turn and hit a brick wall, because they went through the brick wall, through the moat, over the
Oh, yeah.
mountains, and into the thorn bush of hell's asshole.
10 miles
And-
out.
And even the devil is going, dude, man, what the fuck?
Speaking of which, Devil Doc chiming in on the Spreaker side says, send Bud Light to California. They'll be fine.
I think
Dylan
they've
says,
been drinking too much of it.
hey.
Right?
They've been drinking too much of that Bud Light.
The new Navy spokesperson wants to say hello.
Yeah. Yeah. How about that? How about them apples? Now,
Adam's apples.
Yeah. Hey, you know what they say? Where there's an apple, there's bound to be a banana. So, remember that when you go to Thailand, boys and girls.
You don't even have to go to Thailand anymore. Apparently, just join the Navy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. How does that?
Sailors, what the?
Here's my thing. I swear to God, I think it must be, they brought in the mascot for the Submariners.
Look, no,
You know,
this is
bringing in the bobblehead mascot.
it's been the joke. It's been the joke for decades and decades that the Navy's gay. Like, I'm sorry, that's been the joke. That's been the inside joke. That's been what you poke the stick at with the Navy, and it's been a back and forth between the Navy and the Marines. And the Navy looks at the Marines and goes,
every branch.
you know what? You guys are still Department of the Navy, right? And the Marines go, yeah, the men's department. That's been an ongoing joke forever. But you know what, Navy? You're finally blatantly freaking gay. It's on color TV now. like we're doing trans shit. We're doing drag shit.
Dean Cerny comments. He's like, "That's not normal Navy. That's big woke Navy."
No,
Richie,
that's
which,
now
by
new
the way-
Navy. That's now new Navy.
which, by the way, Pimp for Prez 2024. Just throwing it out there. It says
There you
Navy held the U.S. government. Yeah.
And yeah, why is this person the spokesman for the Navy? Because the Navy decided that they needed help recruiting the younger generation. Who did they pick? Freaking drag persona. Are you kidding me? I remember what the Marine Corps commercials when I was growing up. You know, there was a guy who was climbing like an obstacle course mountain. Then he has to slay a lava monster with a sword that looks like Excalibur.
Yes.
And he's screaming. "Rah!"
Yes.
Then he transforms into a Marine in his blues, and everyone's going, yeah. And now we've got some guy going, hey.
Even and the thing was,
Like, are you
was like,
kidding me?
even the Navy, they're like doing badass shit on freaking badass ships.
Oh yeah, they kept showing like Navy SEALs and like blowing shit up out of guns
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
Like now they've got some dude on a bridge and drag going, it's so freeing and liberating now, everybody.
Navy.
Like, are you kidding? God damn it. No wonder we have freaking recruiting problems. Jesus. I'm not mad.
Are you sure? Because it sounds like you're getting mad over there.
Oh, I'm just I don't understand. Pops, I don't understand.
Well, I don't either. I absolutely don't understand how we've let it get this far.
It's not even our fault. Like, it's the people that are in charge that are making this decision.
Well, guess
These
what?
are people that are your age or slightly younger. These are people that are being affected in their political decisions by the Twitter.
Do you know how many years he fought to get there? Because he kept getting voted out and voting down. 50 years.
You fucker.
Well, I mean, we're just gonna bring this up. Yeah. Yeah. Even Devil Dog's like, dude, Godsmack was a theme song too.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And, like, I'm just like, the Navy used to show badass shit. People doing badass things. Sailors did awesome shit on boats. They shot big ass guns. They blew the enemy out of the water. They have SEALs. They have fucking Navy SEAls.
Right.
That-
Freaking
like
yeoman who talks about how hard being deployed is. Hey, you sit in an air conditioned office doing paperwork. Yeah, theme song YMCA. I mean, again, that's why we're just jamming out, or at least those that are listening on the Spreaker side. Yeah.
In the Navy.
And go ahead, get with it,
Give it
Juba.
to him.
Get with it.
Get up there and do it all.
What is that drag persona's name? What is that petty officer's name?
Oh,
Yeah,
my
this is
gosh.
an actual petty officer in the Navy. Like, are you kidding me?
You know, they're sure finding a way to drive people out.
Drive people? They're not getting people to join.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, they're not realistic
driving people
either.
away?
Yeah, like, they're getting people to go, I'm not joining the Navy.
I'm not staying here.
And I'm not staying in either.
No.
I mean, I got out because I
Yeoman
couldn't.
second class
Yeah, Yeoman's-
Joshua Kelly, whose stage name is Harpy Daniels.
Yeah, I guess Stormy
He's
was
rolling
taken.
with, yeah, apparently so. And yeah, he's the Navy's first digital ambassador.
Yep.
So here's the thing. I don't know about you, but last I checked, and this is DOD wide, you don't do stuff like that as a representative of the DOD.
I'm not allowed to walk and chew gum at the same time in uniform. What the
You can't, I was gonna say, you can't walk with your damn hands in your pocket. You can't even put your damn hands in your pockets.
But
But yet
this
we get-
motherfucker.
Well,
Right? Right? I mean, explain this one to me. Somebody, for the love of God, explain this one to us, please.
there's no explanation.
Well, apparently the hardline explanation is they want to get to the younger generation to recruit better. Because everybody loves drag, apparently.
The program was part of the Navy's
Guess
efforts
what?
to reach a wide range of potential candidates.
How fast can they run? Because they're all going to be running back behind the line. They're not going
And
to
they're
be towards it.
still expected to fall about $8,000 short of its recruitment goals for this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's because the military is going the
That's
way of
gonna be-
Anheuser-Busch.
It's gonna be worse. Yeah. Just ask Budweiser how bad it was.
Yeah. How'd that work out
There's-
for him?
oh, yeah.
Thanks, Dylan.
They were showing at a game, the Budweiser booth, and one of these sport games.
It's just going to be an immemorial box
There
here
was-
soon.
There was, hey, they might as well have been, because the guy sat there and everybody else, the whole area there was selling stuff, and there wasn't a person in front of his.
No, ain't
The
nobody,
only one there
ain't
was
nobody
him.
want to drink Bud Light anymore.
Nope.
The only one there was him, the bartender.
Well, and ever since what's hysterical about this is that people are still boycotting Bud Light, but ever since Bud Light came out and gave their half-assed kind of sort of a I'm sorry, my bad thing that they did,
Yeah.
which not really did, but they kind of tried ish. Now the gay bars are boycotting Bud Light because they're not supporting Dylan Mulvaney
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
And so now
Explain to me.
now everybody's done Bud Light. You just fucked up.
Right?
That's a fact. I mean, that's just,
You
Good guy.
guys.
You stepped in something you were not prepared for.
Oh, so you thought. You thought.
well, That's why I said if the Navy comes out with this afterwards, after that, don't they learn anything?
No,
How stupid are the people up there?
very.
You really want to answer that question?
The
Dan-
people making these decisions now are absolute imbeciles.
I'm so happy me and Pops are on the same page now that people are stupid.
No.
I tried so hard and so long to convince him of this.
Not stupid. They are complete imbeciles.
I
Way
mean,
past
I'm just
stupidity.
saying.
It took me like 2 months to get
Or,
him to admit that the word
well,
stupid was reasonable.
Either that, either that, or they're doing it on purpose
Yeah,
to
yeah.
to destroy us, our country.
They
as it is.
are. Like the ones that are up top are doing this on purpose.
Yeah.
They're old enough, smart enough, and they've been
They're trying
schooled
to,
well.
They're trying to destroy it.
They're trying to stay in power. They're trying to get reelected. They're trying to make a lot of money, and they don't care about people underneath
Hey.
of them. They don't.
No,
And then
Right?
so they don't.
they
They
don't
will
care
watch
about
this.
the country.
They will watch this place burn before
Right.
anything.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
By the
like-
way, Dean Cerny had this one down. He said, being a second class used to be awesome. You're a senior enough to get shit done and too junior to get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
You know, that's very true. It's like being a staff in the Army, you know, it's the same thing.
Well, that's technically what being like a sergeant is in the Marine Corps. Like being an E5,
Yeah.
you know, you're the ones that get all the responsibility to make sure everything gets done. But staff sergeant's in charge of you.
Right. We just point and say, look, just go do it. Listen, Mafia, we got a task. I don't care how. I don't care what. Just make sure it gets done.
That's what you told Lance Corporals, especially the ones that have been in longer. You find yourself a 4-year or 5-year Lance Corporal and tell them you want something done.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions. Just leave.
Never, ever.
That Lance is done. He doesn't care. Just
No.
leave.
Nope. Why? Because they don't want to stick around any longer than what they have to for the day. They're just like, nope. Boss said get
So-
it done. The sooner we get, and especially if you tell them, hey, if you get this done, the sooner we get it done, the sooner we get the frick out of here.
I guess we're leaving at 10 today, people. Let's
Yeah.
go. Like,
Oh, you
Like,
thought?
like Gunny said, this was going to take all day, but no, let's go.
Nope. Nope.
Round it
Not
up.
gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And
Well,
Devil Doc checking on the video side. Dean, being an E5 is like being the boss of the E4 Mafia. To a point. Well, I guess that's all branch.
Everyone
Different.
has a branch of the E4 Mafia, like the Marine Corps. That's the E3. That's the Lance Corporal Underground. Is the E4 Mafia
Right.
equivalent in the Marine Corps? I don't know what it is for the Navy. I've never actually seen that in the Navy, so I don't know what that is. I guess they're like uber secret. I don't know.
They get that first chevron in the Navy, they're like,
That's just that's just board seals, I guess. They just like we don't have a mission for another like month or so we're just gonna go get some shit from the boat.
right.
but
oh, I tell you,
yeah, this country is just
of course, it's a lot different structure of military has a different structure of your different officers and all that kind of stuff that it did when I was in here.
yeah.
You had a private, PFC, corporal, sergeant, and staff sergeant.
Well, the
Yeah,
rank,
you didn't even have a Lance Corporal, did you?
didn't have a lance corporal. We didn't have a sergeant E5. You were E4 was a sergeant.
Yeah.
You were private, PFC, corporal,
Corporal was E3 then.
sergeant, staff sergeant, and gunny sergeant.
That was it?
That was it. Well, you had your master sergeant and all that on top.
Yeah, okay. Like I was gonna be
I was
like,
gonna say
I'd be
what?
like negative Ghost Rider.
You had master sergeant and sergeant major.
I feel like being the coach from Letterkenny now. This is bullshit, peasants. Which, by the way, outside all the other shenanigans, the shenantics that
The
are taking
shenantics.
place, dropping here for those of you Letterkenny fans, coming up on May 19th on Hulu and Crave up in Canada. They're doing there's a all new episode of Letterkenny dropping.
Nice.
Yeah. Hasn't been revealed yet whether it's a continuation of last season or if it's a total separate one-off deal. So, but just the fact that they're actually doing one is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Yeah. So, yeah, just a little heads up for you.
Yeah,
So,
but I mean, God, I don't even know how to deal with this country anymore right now. Like,
just like the rest of
well,
us,
no.
man. One day, one.
I'm
one beer at a
identifying.
time.
I'm identifying with two people right now: Chris Farley and freaking Shorzy.
Okay.
Like, it's straight up like, I'm gonna go live in a van down by the river, and everybody's going, "Fuck you, yeah, fuck you, Juba." Like, go give your balls a tug, tit fucker.
Yeah, right.
Like that's my mindset right now. Is I'm gonna live in a van down by the river and go give your balls a tug. That's
Live in a van down by the river.
Like, I don't.
Time to say to hell with it and go fishing, you guys.
Yeah, like just grab it.
Which, oh, by the way, if you're in the Pacific Northwest, the Pike Minnow Bounty has been renewed.
Nice.
It is open and going right now. So, matter of fact, if you give me a second, I know that they're running in the Columbia.
Oh yeah, I know where to go get them.
Well, don't say nothing.
You can't shut up.
You shut up, because there's a bounty on them. Like, no, Oregon, Rice, because yeah, right now there is a reward. Ooh, even Washington's participating in the Pike Minnow deal as well. Let's see. Yeah, for a 5-month season. Okay, just give me the bounty. Give me the bounty price.
Do it.
I'm working on it. Anyhow,
Do it.
do it.
Do it.
Look
what I can do.
Yeah.
Stuart.
My buddy old Dave Jesse and I, we found a spot where to go get those in Columbia.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah,
You-
we'll definitely be talking off air about that. That is for sure. I know you can register and chicken fish. Go to pikeminnow.org for those of you that want to partake. So on the Washington side, it's reward. Oh, for both Washington and Oregon. Rewards begin at $6 each for the first 25 northern pike minnow caught during the season. Anglers are paid $8 of fish for each fish caught from 26 to 200 and $10 for every fish caught over 200 cumulatively. So you could accrue that. It doesn't all have to be one day. And both Washington and Oregon Fish and Game have both, they've caught some, tagged them, and release it, which is beyond me why you would, if it's an invasive species, why would you tag it and release it back in the wild?
For prizes.
Because they're
Yeah, for
smart.
But anyhow, yeah, some of those are tagged from anywhere between $200 and $500 a
Right.
piece.
Jesus
So
Christ.
yeah.
We're going fishing.
Yep. So if you want is
And it's right now. When you come go to the boat ramp, take your boat out,
yes.
we get it all loaded up. You take your fish over. The guy standing there at the boat ramp
Yeah.
to weigh them all in and everything and give you your deal.
Damn.
Yep. You check them in and they take the fish
Yeah.
and in exchange they give you the cash.
Yep.
And
Give me the cash.
they get turned into, they get turned to, crab bait and shit like that.
Let's do it.
So if you're down for that, if that's your thing, yes, it is going on now. So
Justin, JW, I want you to know, I was watching TV today and I saw you're into rodeo, right?
yes, sir.
You like bull riders.
I like watching
Watching
the bull
bull
riding event.
Yeah.
Yes. Because that was a very loaded question. I had to figure out how to answer on the fly.
Yeah, you are familiar with some of the famous bull riders.
Yes.
One of them, 79-year-old Larry Mahan, passed away today.
No. Wow.
I heard today he passed away.
That's too bad.
Well, damn it, man.
You know, it makes me stop and think because I'm 3 years older than that and almost 4.
Right? Yeah, that's crazy. That
Yeah,
is wild.
I remember when he started bull riding.
Yeah.
That's when I was trying to ride the Bronx bareback.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Many, many moons ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
What are you talking about it? He invented the thing.
like 1960.
It was his suitcase that they used for making the rigging. What are you talking
1960, yeah.
about?
1961, 1962.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So
You guys
speaking
weren't
of which, that
weren't even a dream yet.
No, in 62, my dad was born.
there you go. There you go. Which that's crazy to sit back and think because we're in the thick of rodeo season now.
Right.
It's going hard and heavy. At least the Columbia River Circuit and through other parts of the country, it's rocking and rolling as we speak.
Right.
So,
It's-
matter of fact, this year or this weekend, let's take a look at what rodeo events are going on this weekend.
they just finished Clovis last week.
Yeah, Clovis was just this last weekend. Let's see here. Let's go on the full schedule. So May 11th, got Tops in Texas going on. That's coming up. That's in Jacksonville, Texas. Crockett, Texas, the Crockett Lions Club PRCA Rodeo. And Grand Coulee, Washington, the Colorama.
Yeah.
That's coming up. Let's see. Ash Flat, Arkansas, the Mark Martin Pro Rodeo. Coors Gold, California, Battle of the Best. That's taking place. That's a $50,000 payout rodeo.
Right.
Edmonton, Maryland, Triple Creek All-American Pro Rodeo. That's going on. Liberty Hill, Texas, the Ron Ross Memorial Steer Roping event for you loopies out there. Sonora's this weekend. The Motherlode Roundup is coming up. And then let's see, where else? Ash Flat Breakaway, that's taking place May 13th for the ladies. That's a $500 payout for that one. Let's see. Then moving into later on in the month, May 18th through the 20th, the Winsboro Breakaway. That's in Winsboro, Louisiana. And the Wild Rogue Pro Rodeo down there out of Central Point.
Right.
Just down the road from here. The Bill Hoy Kiwanis Rodeo in Clarksville, Tennessee. That's taking place at 18th through the 20th. And wrapping things up, or at least for May 18th through May 20th, Mineral Wells, Texas, the Mineral Wells Breakaway Roping. That's going on down there. If we move on a little bit farther forward in the month, Miles City, Montana on May 19th, the Orrin Muri Permit Bronc Ride Challenge. That's going to be a good one. Ellensburg, Daily Record Extreme Bears and Broncs. That's a bronc rider only event taking place up there, up in Ellensburg, Washington. Falkland, BC. Falkland Breakaway going on. Buffalo, Wyoming.
That's something that's
Forever
really,
West Extreme Bulls on May 20th.
well, that's something that's really gotten big this last couple of years, especially this last year, is that breakaway roping for the women.
Oh, yeah. And then going over Memorial Day weekend coming up here at the end of the month, May 26th through 28th, the Will Rogers Stampede down there out of Claremore, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. In Farmington, Missouri, Coles Tractor and Equipment Regional PRCA Rodeo, May 26th and 27th down there out of Farmington, Missouri. They have the breakaway roping going on the same weekend. Then let's see. Out in Perry, Missouri, Mark Twain Lake Rodeo, May 28th through 28th. Let's see what some other notable ones that are taking place. The Valley Center Stampede. They're out of Valley Center, California. Let's see. For East Coast folks, Woodstown Breakaway taking place down there, Woodstown, Piles Grove, New Jersey. I didn't even know they rodeoed out in Jersey.
I didn't.
I don't think they were allowed to rodeo in Jersey.
Right.
I mean, they're not allowed to do anything else in New Germany. What do you think they're?
In New Germany?
Yeah.
I mean, Jersey? New Jersey?
No, I mean New Germany.
Right. Yeah. Dean quoting some Yellowstone there. Sure hope you got a big dick, Jimmy, because gosh, you're shorty on braids. And then cue some Chris Ledoux, right? Let's see. Granbury, Texas, May 27th, Hood County Stampede, Cowtown Rodeo, and Woodstown Piles Grove, New Jersey. That's 2 of them. And then for our friends up north, up in Alaska, out of Palmer, Alaska, the 49th State PRCA Extreme Bronx taking
When's
place. That is May 27th. That's a $20,000 payout right there. That's
some big money there.
That's some good money. That's good money for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Making the trip up there. Fort Smith, Arkansas, May 29th through June 3rd, the Old Fort Days Rodeo. Fort Smith, Arkansas again. Fort Smith breakaway roping. Down in Manatee, Utah, Take the Oath Extreme Bulls. That one's a $15,000 payout on May 29th. So yeah, there's some good ones coming up. So just a heads up. So
Well, it's that time of year.
it is that time of year. And then I'm not even going to go forward, farther on into the summer
No.
because I mean there's stuff going on daily.
All the way up through September.
Hey,
October.
June 3rd, down there in Kissimmee, they got the Silver Spurs Rodeo, the 151st edition of the Silver Spurs Rodeo down out of Kissimmee, Florida.
Yeah.
That's been going on a day or two. What are they riding? Alligators and shit down there? Instead of bulldogging, they're doing gator dogging, or python dogging or something. Who knows, man? Yeah, right, Doc.
Yeah.
Rodeo in New Jersey? What the?
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't nobody. No. Like,
Yep.
oh God.
You look like you're researching some over there.
I saw something on a feed that made me go no flipping away, and it has to do again with California.
Oh no.
Yeah, SB 452.
Uh-oh. Senate Bill 452. Go on.
Basically, what this bill says is where is it? Commencing on July 1st, 2027, it shall be unlawful for a firearms dealer licensed pursuant to section UPDFRAT in California, inclusive to sell, offer for sale, exchange, give, transfer, or deliver any semi-automatic pistol unless the pistol has been verified as a micro-stamping enabled pistol. What that means is they
what's
might
a micro stamping.
Oh, I'm about to tell you, Don. They are going to be inserting devices and or making pistols that are California compliant, that when you fire your round, there's going to be a stamp embedded on your brass that when it flies out of the gun, police officers can identify who shot it out of what gun. That's what they're saying. But if this does go into effect, because right now I think it's only at the Senate. It was May 1st. It went to their Senate. And
amended in Senate April 20th and amended in Senate March 20th. So it's been amended twice so far.
Yeah, and this would essentially outlaw any firearm that is not a micro stamping pistol. So anything that you own right now is now going to be illegal in California if this is passed.
So the thing about it is that it went to hearing on May 1st. It was placed on the APPR suspense file. So in other words, it's been put on hold.
Yeah, and it's been put on hold, but
yeah,
that's here.
They don't need the damn stamp. They don't need the stamp. All you got to do is take the fingerprints off the bullet case.
It's not just so much as that. It's you have ballistics.
It's not even with bullet. Each firing pin is unique to that firearm.
Yeah, it's part of the ballistics. I mean, they cover that in forensics.
It's gonna hit that primer at just the right spot. even it going
Yeah.
up the feeding
Right.
ramp and deforming the brass is going to make it identify. But they keep doing these stupid laws because it gets stupid people to vote for them
because people don't know what they're talking about.
yeah, because they're dumb. They're
like-
you're stupid.
Like I heard today, a lot of people are
What, the
saying
convoy of people
they
leaving
don't-
Cali?
yeah, they don't need new laws. They don't need more laws. They need to enforce the laws that are on the books.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's just like I talked about before the show. The government, way back when, used to be a small government. In fact, it was in a way, it was kind of too small for it to be a federal government for a nation.
Right.
That's how we got the states being basically as powerful as the federal government. You're like,
Right.
no, we have to have a strong union federal government. It has to be there. But we gave it too much flipping power. Too much power. And so now we have all these retarded laws that are in place right now that literally have no meaning whatsoever. Like, it's illegal to kill Bigfoot in Washington. He's considered an endangered species.
No shit.
And
You don't say.
and what I found out too, I looked it up. I was like, I wonder if it's illegal in Oregon. I was like, I bet you there's a law that says it's illegal in Oregon. No, Bigfoot is not. It's not expressly said Bigfoot is illegal to hunt, but Oregon has that book of all the animals you're allowed to hunt.
Yeah.
Right. Bigfoot's not listed in that book. Therefore, by default, Bigfoot cannot be hunted.
Richie chimes in and said, "That's okay. Dean's safe." Well, we know
But-
Dean's our resident Sasquatch.
And I think in one of the northeastern states, there's a rule about not putting pie on your windowsill on a Sunday, and it's like it's a finable offense that was
What?
made in like 1803 or some crap like that. That's
What?
still legal and on the books now. Like, our country has so many stupid laws that are in place. It's ridiculous. Like the old saying from a cop that if you can go down if you walk down the street, chances are that cop can get something on you.
Yeah.
When you've done absolutely nothing wrong, chances are you probably did. You didn't even know it.
Gotcha.
and then, like, that's how many dumb, retarded laws are on the books. Is they can find something to pin on you.
Oh yeah. Washington says it's unlawful to hunt native primates in the state.
There's no native primates in Washington.
Of course there is. It's called that damn Sam Squatch.
That means monkeys, apes,
No, native to
Native.
Washington.
Native to Washington.
Native to Washington.
the monkeys they got in the state legislature up there. They got, they're natives, aren't they?
I mean, some might be transplants. I don't know, but we'll roll with that.
I had so many directions to go for that, but I can't.
Yeah, I know, right? Right.
Well,
It's so hard.
That's what she said.
well, that's what she wished. Huh?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Real quick before we get too much further into things, I wanted to say something at the beginning of the show. Thoughts and prayers, and all our love and support go out to the families and the victims of the shooting down there, the strip mall
Texas.
down there out of
Texas.
Allen, Texas.
Yeah.
So it's just a horrible incident, but
Have they heard where this guy was from? They said he's from doesn't live there.
I don't know. I haven't looked into that yet. However, I will say that I refuse to put this individual's name
Good.
Right.
on the air.
No one should
Right.
know this person's name.
Because you know what? The only other thing that's good about this is that the shooter got shot. He was killed.
Yeah. Like that's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like
So-
once the shooter's dead, that's it. You're done. Game over. You don't get a headstone.
Right.
You don't get a name. You get thrown in a ditch somewhere and forgotten.
Well,
That's the way it should
Kudos.
be.
kudos a million times to that police officer that was there on some other thing and went to the fire instead of going away from it.
Because that's what heroes do. They run to.
You got it.
They run. Yes, I know. I just quoted a meme.
Yeah, I went straight there. I'm sorry.
Yep. No, you're good. That's why I did the whole point thing
It's
too.
like, thanks, Thor.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome, rabbits.
Look what I can do.
Kill me. The only thing I can think of is Stuart.
Yeah.
Look what I can do. Anyhow,
Yeah.
God, just got me all screwed up on that one now.
Wow.
Anyhow, no, there was 9 lives unfortunately were lost in that incident, and not counting the shooters. And
Especially not counting the shooters.
yeah, just it's sad thing all the way around. And I tell you what, they waste, the Fed wasted no time politicizing it.
Oh no,
Oh,
no,
They wasted
no, they don't.
time.
They waste no
politicizing it.
time politicizing a shooting.
And I
None.
tell you what, I really wish I
it's-
had a recording or had the audio up of our press secretary, her getting up on stage and talking today about, the stats with, the number of mass shootings that happen in the United States daily. Apparently,
Oh yeah, apparently this is a big daily.
like, over 200
Yeah.
happen
Yeah, this
a
year.
day.
Oh, and also that is
Oh,
Mass
because
shooting.
really that
200
is because
this
they redefined mass shootings. Like what was it in 2016? They redefined it to be 2 or more people that were shot is now technically a mass shooting. It's so like you could have a gang shooting,
Yeah.
and 2 people die, and it's now considered a mass shooting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Dean, the
that
media
just
said he
goes
was
to
a
show
white
ya.
supremacist, but his last name was Garcia. Yeah, right?
Probably illegal.
yeah,
More likely.
so is
It
Larry
just-
Elder, I might add, and Candace Owens.
But yeah, it was one of more than 200 mass shootings in the U.S. so far this year, according to the Gun Violence Archive, which CNN defines a mass shooting as one in which 4 or more people are shot, not including the shooter. People going about their
Yeah,
daily
4
lives
or
in
more.
schools, parks, grocery stores, medical buildings, in communities, big and small, must now grapple with trauma and grief that lingers when shooting stops. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of doing how many mass shootings there are, be like, okay, how many mass shooters are there? Okay, how many of those mass shooters bought their guns legally? Okay, how many of them got them out of the back of a pickup truck in downtown bumfuck nowhere?
Right.
And
Right.
how many of them stole them because they were nuts? And
if-
how many of
well,
them?
Let me put it this way, guys. If they're this bad, they keep getting so bad, and it gets worse all the time. What does that tell you about our people, our leaders and stuff? What that they claim they're doing so good,
Leaders.
and they're not doing a damn thing. They don't know what they're doing.
That's what I said.
They're a bunch of
No,
idiots.
they know exactly what they're doing. I'm
Well,
I'm no longer saying that they're dumb. Well, besides AOC and the squad, but that's an entirely like they.
That's a whole nother episode.
That's another
in itself.
debate.
They're not
but-
only that; they're criminals. They're
but
crooks.
Yeah,
They're-
like
they're-
which implies intelligence. Like they're
Yeah.
smart enough to commit a crime, and they're not doing it because they're so innocent. No, they're doing it because they deliberately want to fucking do it,
yeah,
and
they know what they're doing. They're just
Yeah.
doing it.
they're just
But
evil
that just
people.
goes to show you how
They're not bad
how
people.
bad-
They're just straight up evil people.
how
at this
bad
point.
it is for the rest of the country.
Yeah,
for the country.
and like I'm done. I'm done trying to say we can talk to we could talk to them. We can get back on in the same
No.
track. No, we can't. We actually cannot. There's no way in hell I can agree with anyone on that side anymore, unless you have a common sense. Be like, hey, this person on my side of the aisle is messed up, and we're gonna call them out, and we're gonna be over here, and we're gonna point the finger at them because they messed up. Be like, okay, cool. You and I can agree, but nope. You have to make that attempt because I've tried, you've tried,
Yeah.
J-Dub's tried, people that listen have tried,
Yeah.
and
It's
just
just not-
like if you're going to continue to try, more power to you. I'm not. You're on your own.
Yep.
I'm not talking to those people anymore.
Enough.
And we're done. So, guys,
Yeah.
it is about that time.
It is about that time.
So, final thoughts, Mr. Lone Star.
Well, Lone Star.
Go live in a van down by the river, get some goats and chickens, and just watch the big cities burn from a distance. There'll be pretty lights in the distance. Just get some marshmallows.
And
People.
go fish.
Go fishing. Crack a cold one.
Well,
That's where I'm at. I'm sorry.
This is
So
fine.
what about you, pops?
This is fine.
well, I want everybody to realize that there are still a lot of us still around that are for this country and not against it.
We'll form our own commune.
There you go. Do
Do
something. But Yeah, you get to the point where you just want to stick your head in the sand, but don't. We can't do that. We got to keep on trucking and do what we can to. We got to make it better one way or another. And the only way we have to do that
Got to
is
keep on
every
keeping
time we
on.
vote. Everybody gets in and votes, and know what you're voting on and vote that way.
And just read a little bit, just a little. Open up the pamphlet. Read one page, please, for the love of.
And remember something: when you go to vote on anything,
And ask them, look what I can do.
because we're in the middle of a special election now.
Yeah.
But what you want to do is make sure, because so many of these politicians now, the way these committees and stuff are writing up these bills and everything that they want you to pass,
Mhm.
is they write them up so confusing that a lot of times if you're voting no, you're voting yes.
Oh yeah, like you need to read that bill like six times.
Yeah, because like I got into it with somebody here not too long ago. It was
Me.
like, was it you I was talking to about that?
You're
It's like,
talking about the animals and the
well, not just that, but just with the way that they write bills out. Period.
the
anymore.
animals with the rodeo stuff.
That's one example.
Yeah, that was me. In fact, I think it was on this show.
No, it was somewhere else too. Oh no, that's right. I was actually, believe it or not, I was actually having a tweet session back and forth with somebody. Like one of the very, very rare occasions I mess around on Twitter, and somebody and I were actually having a back and forth about this. Is just like, with the way bills are written so anymore, it literally takes a team of lawyers and judges to actually interpret it to where things make sense. And it all goes down to what's going on, like as an example of what's going on down the state legislature down in Salem,
Right.
because the Republicans keep walking out, denying the Democrats these quorums for voting on, these certain healthcare bills and gun control measures that
They can only do
majority
3
down.
more.
Yeah, I know. But, and
But
they're quoting that there's a law in the books that says it has to be plain to read.
Yeah.
You cannot overcomplicate
No.
these.
Everyone
To
has
where
to be
nobody
able to
can-
read it.
Yeah.
anyhow,
If a reasonable person can't read it,
We can bring up Salem next week, which
Yeah.
that might be a good topic for
Right.
Monday. Is just to
Right. Anyhow.
let's just snap at Salem.
just,
We're coming
that was
for you,
just one of my
Salem.
comments. But anyhow, God bless all of you out there, and God bless the United States of America.
all right. Have a good one, guys. And we will talk to you all here next week on another episode of The Smokin' Lamp. Have a good one. We're gone.